The West started the war and we used force in order to stop it.
If there is any single American who deserves scorn and, yes, blame for the invasion of Ukraine, it would be Joe Biden.
The Ukrainian people have become hostages of their Western masters.
Ukraine is not a democracy. It's a client state of the Biden administration.
The U.S. were training on the future theater of military actions by owning biological laboratories in Ukraine.
Military biological programs are under development in Ukraine, financed by the U.S. Defense Ministry.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here. And is Tucker Carlson a Russian apologist? The Republican Accountability Project, a big Never Trump organization, goes after members of the GOP who have subverted our democracy by backing the orange dictator's claims of a stolen election. And they just went full throttle on Tucker Carlson.
Western countries were setting military bases on our border.
The Russians don't want American missiles on their border. They don't want a hostile government next door.
NATO took specific actions, expansions to our borders.
Getting Ukraine to join NATO was the key to inciting war with Russia.
The elites of the West are not hiding their goals. They are trying to inflict a strategic defeat on Russia.
The Biden administration wanted all along a regime change war against Russia.
The Fox host has parroted Kremlin talking points and conspiracy theories on his Fox show since Vladimir Putin decided to invade Ukraine. Carlson has been a lapdog to Donald Trump over the years, who has a chummy bromance going on with Putin, love letters to boot. Carlson's little sound bites and video clips have been so on target that excerpts from his broadcasts have ended up on Russian state-sponsored TV. Yet Tucker gets to go live every day, and he keeps getting away with it, even in the face of lawsuits that could shut Fox down.
Because people are dying on the front lines. You think it's a joke?
Why do I care? Why do I care what's going on in the conflict between Ukraine and Russia? And I'm serious. Like, why do I care?
Tell you why.
And why shouldn't I root for Russia, which I am?
Do you know why Tucker Carlson isn't really worried about reporting the truth? It's because he will never find himself hurting for money. He's the heir to the Swanson food fortune. He's enormously wealthy and doesn't have to adhere to rules that would get common folk fired. Herein lies the curious nature of the Fox audience. It has been shown that Fox hosts think that Trump is stupid. It has been shown that Fox has lied to its audience and has no intention of stopping. If any informed person were to look at the facts, they would clearly see that Fox is not a news source at all. So why do Fox viewers keep going back like a dog to its own vomit? Why has it become acceptable to spread misinformation under the guise of protected speech? At what point does yelling fire in a public theater become criminal? It's when people take what they're hearing and they act on it and hurt others. At some point, this type of codependent relationship between sheep and the fox has to come into question. Who is ultimately responsible for acts of violence that are carried out by people who all have one thing in common, and that's Fox News? Tucker has supported Putin on television more than he's ever supported his own president. So if you call that a Russian apologist, then he certainly is one, and that's a fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.